Bucko's Bounties. Yo, Bucko, it's Zero. Come back to you with another figure review. Today we have the Marvel Legends Retro-Spiderman. Now, I've had this guy for probably like 8 months. I don't know. I've had this since my birthday of last year, pretty much when he came out. So around October-ish. Which is crazy. Actually, before that even, which is crazy to think about that I've had it so long. Now, my problem is I don't make a ton of Marvel Legends videos. One, because they're very hit or miss. I feel like they're not getting to an audience, or two, people just don't like them. I don't know what's going on, but I have a ton of Marvel Legends stuff coming in related to Spider-Man. I also have the Sentinel Miles Morales coming in, so I figured it's the perfect time to open up the Spider-Man because he's awesome. And I think honestly I was just waiting to get some web accessories, but nothing is coming out with web accessories. I think there's one thing, but I cannot remember what it was. Now, I was just gonna wait honestly till Webman came out, because Webman is pretty sick looking, and I think he's gonna be my meme Spider-Man character of this channel. But I was hoping he came with web accessories. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I'm not sure who comes with web accessories, but I was hoping to get some. Getting some with Miles, but I need to get some web accessories. Anyways, I just need to order a ton of Marvel Legends accessories, honestly, because I have enough now where I'm just like, okay, none of these guys are really coming with accessories I'm buying, because who knows why. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this figure. So, taking a look at the box first. Superposable action! Spider-Man! Alright. Then you got your Marvel Comics up top, which you cannot see because my setup, this is bigger than my setup. I'm just letting you know that my setup goes up until about here-ish. So, anything above that is off my setup. But yeah, you got the really nice Spider-Man logo, which you can't see. It's from the Spider-Man cartoon, which honestly I love that freaking cartoon. This thing is super dusty since I've had it so long. Then we got Spider-Man on the back. Bitten by a radioactive spider, Peter Parker now possesses all the arachnid's attributes. He's the amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hell yeah. I actually only picked up Electro from this wave, and then of course Mysterio. Kind of wish I picked up some more, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the only ones actually, I don't ever think I saw Green Goblin. I think that's the only reason I never picked him up. And then kind of heard hit or miss things about this wave. I don't know. Maybe if I find him for cheap, I might pick him up. But anyways, I think it's about time we crack this web slinger out of the box, because he's been entrapped in this cage for way too damn long. So let's free Spider-Man from his plastic prison. And here is Spidey out of the packaging, and he is looking way too damn good. Now I'm already really enjoying this figure. I've only had him out of the packaging for a couple seconds, but I just want to play around with him. He feels really good. Now I don't really have any other Spider-Man to compare him to, or well, that many Marvel Legends honestly either, because most of my Marvel Legends collection is Avengers stuff and X-Men stuff so far. So actually it's mostly MCU and Avengers stuff. So yeah, I don't really have any Spider-Man stuff to compare him to. Now I also don't have the pizza Spider-Man to compare him to, but so yeah, forgive me if this review is a little iffy, but this guy feels really good. Wow. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to get this guy out of the packaging, honestly, because I have that Miles Morales coming in, and I wanted to have something to compare it to, but this thing is, oh wait, this feels different from all the other Marvel Legends I've had. Just like looking at it, there's some really nice stuff going on here. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive straight into the accessories. So let's go ahead and start with his hands. Of course, he got his rock on, go web go hands, you know, it's pretty sick. So yeah, he's got one for left, one for right. They both hinge, I mean technically that's up and down for when he's aiming, but yeah, they both hinge left and right if you're aiming it straight up, so that's cool. Pop these out, bam, bam. Yeah, here's a better look at these hands. They're very nice web pattern going on. He has a really clean web pattern going on throughout the figure, so that's really nice. But these are really cool looking. Now here's a look at his fisted hands, of course. Pretty simple, pretty clean, pretty nice looking. These also hinge left and right, so no change there. Yeah, so here he is with the fisted hands, you know. Not bad at all. He's looking very Spider-Man-ish, ready to fight, ready to take down Mysterio in one punch. You know, love that. It looks really good. Honestly, I kind of like just how effortlessly I can get him into some poses, just right off the back. Not too sure about the legs, but the whole upper chest and stuff is really nice so far. And he was getting into his last accessory. Well, technically he has two. He comes with two swappable heads, so here's his normal head, you know, the one out of the packaging. I'm not too sure, but it kind of looks like both of my eyes are painted a little small. Yeah, both of my eyes. They look fine, I guess. I don't know. It's just the line there. The white doesn't go all the way to the end of the mask, but okay, it does that on this mask too. Okay, I'm just tripping. Go ahead and pull off the head, which I'm wondering. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering how that would work because this ball joint, I've never seen really anything like this. It's crazy just how unknowledgeable I am with these figures, but I've never had a figure really like this before. That's crazy. But you pop his other head on, and he gets this kind of like really dude kind of look to him. So actually, I really like both of these. But yeah, so that's pretty good looking. Now we're gonna go ahead and dive straight into the figure. Alright, back to the original head. You already saw both the heads, but yeah, very nice webbing. Doesn't look like any of the paint is really off at all, so it's really nice detail. Then you going down to his chest, very nice spider logo. I love that original spider logo. It's so simple. I know, I love looking at all the different spider logos every Spider-Man has. They're all really unique, each one of them, and really cool. It's not my favorite spider logo, but it's really nostalgic. And then of course the webbing goes on through the butterfly joint, which is really freaking cool. So pretty much no matter, you know, what pose you have him in, he's gonna have that webbing there. So it's very nice. Of course, same thing with the shoulder. Does that go underneath? Yeah, it does a little bit. It goes a little bit too much underneath into the blue. But I also noticed that blue here is kind of glossy. Compare it on in his armpits, so yeah, he's been sweating or something. But very interesting. Yeah, but this guy looks damn good. Yeah, of course, continuing the webbing pattern. I'm starting to. I don't know. Honestly, even if there was some QCs on the webbing, I wouldn't really notice it because it looks really good. Most of it is pretty clean. Getting down to the chest, I find it interesting. This is we really don't get articulation like this, where you get an ab crunch and the ball joints. I really like that. That's really freaking cool because he gets way too damn much articulation, probably too much for his own good. There's not too much going on with the blue, but yeah, the rest of the figure looks really good. I really like that the webbing continues even on, you know, onto his boots. I don't know, this is a nice change of pace with this retro line where most of these things are super detailed, so I'm really digging this figure. I think that's about it in terms of everything. He looks really good. He really does. So let's go ahead and get into articulation now. So his head is on a dumbbell joint, so dumbbell goes in there, slot here, so yeah, you get pretty good movement. Go up that far, down, not too far. Head tilts. Then, bam. Yeah, he's pretty much. You could pretty much get him to look where you need him to look, so that's not too bad. He's gonna be able to do all his web slinging action, so that's not bad at all. Then you have your butterfly joints. So these are really nice. Yeah, these are really nice butterfly joints. Go that far back. Can't really T-pose too well because shoulder stops there. That's really weird. Okay, so it does go a little further up. I never understood why these shoulders are made like they are, but whatever. But yeah, this is his T-pose, so not too bad. He has bicep swivels, double jointed elbows. Can't flex too hard on them, I guess. The peg sticks out on both sides, so that's normal. Then you got a hinge and swivel at the wrist. Both wrists, I already showed off that articulation. You got a ball joint at the chest. Then you got an ab crunch. You don't have a swivel at the torso, so that's honestly, I really don't see that too often. Then you got your legs go forward that far, pretty good. Not back that far, out that far. You got your crazy ass, thick ass thigh swivels, double jointed knees. He barely does ass kickers to kind of force him. He's got the boot calf swivels, which those are always so weird to me, but yeah, so boot calf swivels, not too bad. You got your hinge at the ankle and a forward facing pin for rockers. Alright, now it's time to get some pictures of Spider-Man. One last thing before I put him on the rotating stand of death, I just noticed that he actually does have that kind of Luke Skywalker, G.I. Joe kind of articulation where you can kind of move the legs down a little bit. I'm very iffy about that articulation. Like, I'm okay with it on the G.I. Joes, but sometimes like this it's kind of annoying, so I don't know how bad this is going to be, but I just kind of noticed it as I was starting to pose him. I wouldn't have noticed it otherwise, so we're going to go ahead and see how bad that affects the posing.
Drop kick.
Alright, looks like it's about time to show him off next to some other figures, so of course here he is next to Spider-Gwen, and Retro Mysterio, and Peter Porker, and here he is next to AI Tony Stark, and Civil Warrior. And for some Black Series comparisons, here he is next to the new Stormtrooper, and Lord Vader, and as always, here he is next to Skywalker Squawker, and Old Left Limbs. Anyways, guys, I'm really digging this figure. He's really fun to pose. The only thing I really don't like about this figure is that joint right there is really freaking weird. And it's really like awkward joint. Ezra from the Black Series and Luke Skywalker come with that, and also the G.I. Joes. But the G.I. Joes I think do it a little better. This one was a little awkward, but yeah, this guy has some great articulation. Very different from the rest of the Marvel Legends. I know I don't have too many Marvel Legends, but I'm getting a lot more. I do have a ton on back stock that I don't freaking haven't opened yet. I don't know how many of them I will be opening on camera, but I got a ton of Spider-Man stuff. Well, mostly Venom stuff coming in. I also have that Sentinel Miles Morales, so of course I wanted to just kick this guy open, see what he do. But yeah, he's pretty sick. If you can still pick him up, go ahead and do it. This guy is awesome. And as always, you can bring him in warm, or you can bring him in cold. Thanks for watching, and good hunting.